room has suffered massive and irreparable damage.
You'll never know what has happened to him.
Had I not been sure of this, I would not have permitted him to live.
What is democracy? What is democracy?
Got something to do with young men killing each other.
When it comes my turn, will you want me to go?
For democracy, any man give his only begotten son.
It is impossible for a decelebrated individual to experience.
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or dream. Deep down inside, I feel the scream. This terrible silence stops me.
Apocalyptica.
Apocalyptica-levyjä on myyty maailmaan.
Ellos son Apocalyptica. Welcome to Mexico.
Are you ready for metal? Are you ready for fucking metal?
Apocalyptica. This is your first time here in Latin America, am I correct?
No, not in Latin America, but first time in Juarez.
First time in Juarez. What have you heard about this city?
Of course, Juarez has a legendary reputation as the city that a lot of things happen.
Yes.
But not much more. I've been on the other side in El Paso. We
Yes.
played there, in the past. But it's very nice to be here first time.
Have you eaten anything from around here, like burritos or something like that?
Not yet, but tomorrow is the day for burritos.
Do you eat spicy food?
Yes.
That's what you think.
Not Mexican spice. Absolutely not Mexican spice.
You guys were
Of
in-
course, I've eaten burritos in the world, but I heard it's from here, so
Exactly.
that's why I say I haven't eaten burritos yet.
It's like, for example, when you went to Guadalajara, you must have drank tequila, of course.
Yes, long time ago. Yes,
What about last week?
I don't drink any more alcohol, so
Really?
no, yeah,
Is that a personal decision?
that's personal decision.
Perfect.
For 5 years already. So.
Really? You're 5 years sober?
Yeah,
I envy you. Well, not really, but
yeah.
part of me.
It's good for me at least.
Of course, of course. And tell me, how now that you are playing with Latin musicians, what do these musicians bring to the table to Apocalyptica?
Only Latin musician we have is Eric Canales, the
Yes.
singer, and it's,
From Allison, right?
yeah, from Allison, yeah, and it's been actually a really cool feeling to have here in Mexico, to have a Mexican singer. It's been really, really cool.
And Mexican music, what does Mexican music bring to Apocalyptica? What can you incorporate in your sound? Or is there something that you guys think you can incorporate to your sound?
I have a history of going to Tulum for over 10 years.
Oh, really?
Before it exploded, and I got to know a lot of Mexican musicians there.
Oh.
And there's a lot of them playing there regularly, and but hard to say how it has affected me. But yeah, of course, the most typical thing when you think about Mexican music is mariachis, and that's not very much related to
what you guys do,
Apocalyptica.
exactly.
Beside the way how we have fun on stage.
Of course.
That's probably related to money.
And how has the progress for Apocalyptica has been since those early days until today, that now you are incorporating a Latin vocalist? Well, on the first two albums there were no vocals until the girl from 108s
Yeah.
came along. Exactly.
Yeah, that was the first one, yeah.
I know my stuff, man.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
I appreciate that.
How do you guys have developed your sound without losing anything from that sound?
You know, when we started to play metal with cellos, we were classical cellists, and we still were studying the cello at the university, but also we worked as a freelancer musician. So we played in the main Finnish orchestras and stuff, and a lot of chamber music and as a soloist and stuff. So we played it for our own fun. But then the rumor went on from our performances to the metal scene, and they wanted us to play in the metal event, and that's where we got the first record contract. Okay. So we were not even trying to get into metal scene, but we were kind of pulled in. And when the first album came, and then we started to play shows, we were still our playing style was very classical. And by playing live shows, it started to evolve into something different. And then, of course, turning point was when we did the third album, Cult, and it was original music. And I think that was the time we kind of became a band. I think that until that we were just a bunch of friends who were having fun together. And then it started by playing more and more and more shows. It started to become like an own entity. From classical cello players who play covers of metal, actually starting to create an own style. And that was when Cult came out. And from there on, it's been just evolving that own style into different directions, trying different paths, and exploring music and exploring ways to make music. And so,
because on that period is where you had one of your members, he quit the band, and then you guys had a new member, and then that was the time when you started incorporating drums, live drums. Yeah. And then you guys played with my personal drummer, all-time drummer,
Dave.
Of course, the Cuban God. Yes. What did he bring to Apocalyptica?
Of course, it was amazing to get Dave. We met Dave in the end of '90s. First time we were playing in the metal festival in Netherlands, and where he was giving a drum clinic right after our set. And he came to us. I heard you play some Slayer as well, and then we decided to play together without rehearsing or anything. And then another time we were playing somewhere in Germany, and he was recording this Grip Incorporated album, and he came there with Walter Choruta to see our show, and he wrote his phone number on this kind of beer thing. You have a beer on top, and he wrote, "This is my number. If you ever need a drummer, just give me a call." And then a couple of years later,
he didn't have to ask twice, of course.
No, and it took a few years, and then when we were having a Music for Reflections album together, we felt that we need to get a drummer. And I was like, I will give a call to Dave. If the number works, I don't know, but I will give it a shot. And he was like, yeah. He's totally in. And I always been a big fan of Dave's style of playing metal with drums, or any kind of music with drums, but especially metal, that you can really hear that he has his roots, and he has his own groove. Even he's playing thrash metal, fast thrash metal, it's still groovy in a very unique way.
Kind of funky even.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty funky. It can be really funky, but it doesn't sound like it's off or anything, because it's living in its own way, and that's what it makes so fascinating to listen to.
And of course, Slayer being half a Latin band, it kind of incorporated that kind of sound.
Yeah.
And now, almost 30 years later, how do you guys cope with this new digital era of fans accessing your music?
Pretty well, I think. We tried to take the attitude. Of course, it was shock in the beginning when the album sales went down, and it was economically very, very challenging times, because that used to be the time when we are not on tour and we are working on new music or being in studio. We were able to live with the money we got royalty from the physical sales, and that disappeared. So it made things a little bit harder. But then I thought that the world is changing, so it's no use to be like, this all sucks, and in the past it was better. No, it's like, let's figure out what good comes. And of course, the good thing is that now our music is accessible anywhere in the world, anytime. Also the old music, like, new people who find Apocalyptica now, they can find all Apocalyptica music. I think that's amazing, because in the past it was like old albums, you never know if you can't get them in your country or in your city.
Yes.
It was depending on, so there are no gatekeepers in a way, because the record companies and the record stores, they were the gatekeepers to decide what is in the shop, and that's what you get.
Exactly.
And now it's great that people can find all those different kind of albums and the old stuff, and they can explore the music. So I think it's beautiful. And also another great part is that we can communicate much better with the fans.
Of course.
That's it's much more interaction on the digital platform. So I always rather like to put the focus on the positive opportunities than to waste my energy on things that I can't change. It's just waste of energy to be just going down with things that you can't actually change.
I understand that.
You can't stop world evolving.
Exactly.
You can decide whether you evolve with that and how much and so, or if you want to be left behind.
Is that part of the reason why you guys are working now with Latin vocalists in this evolution of Apocalyptica, of the Apocalyptica sound?
Yeah, it's actually the main reason to take Eric was like that we had to find a singer for this Latin American tour, the Brazil and Mexico. We made one song, this solo 2, with Eric.
Yeah.
12, 13 years ago. And then Eric came to meet me in Guadalajara. I think it was a little bit over a year ago. And then we were thinking about singing, and I was like, hey, what about, should we ask Eric and see how that would work? And it'd be great. We'd be super happy. It'd be great being on tour with him.
Wow.
But now it's like the new album is coming up, Apocalyptica album is coming this year, and that's this tour has nothing to do with the new album.
Okay.
So after this tour ends, it's gonna be something totally new again.
You cannot tell us anything about it.
Unfortunately not.
But we're gonna enjoy it, of course.
Of course.
It's still gonna be metal.
Very metal.
It's still gonna have, it is still going to have live drums, right?
Oh yes.
Or some programming.
It's gonna be the real shit.
You are not distressed by the weather here?
No, but look at me. I have all the clothes I have. I had to have when I left my home, because it was winter. I had to put it all on because it's. The thing is that in here it's cold outside and inside.
Yes.
But in Finland we have organized it usually that way.
Exactly.
When it's cold outside, it's still warm inside.
Of course, yes.
Well,
And
so we are not immune for cold, not at all.
And how are your comrades coping with this weather right now?
Pretty good.
You think so?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You guys are gonna have dinner after this interview, am I correct?
Yeah, gonna eat something small because it's so close to the show time.
But you're not gonna eat burritos right now?
No, I decided to leave that, save that for tomorrow.
Just in case something goes
tomorrow,
wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, if it's too spicy, I don't want to have it before the show. Because show works as a physical exercise as well. So you need to be a bit careful what you eat before.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And then I could have ordered some burrito for after show food, but no, I want to have it warm. I want to have it like a real thing, so that's why I'm saving it for.
Do you guys know where people are taking you to eat burritos?
Yes, we are. Eric is the great agent for us, that he knows everything about every city because he's been touring with Allison here in many places. So he's a great source of information.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I think it's time, am I correct, sir?
All is good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.